How's it going, guys? Today we are going to take a look at the Power Team Elite Jeep and the trailer. And this is what it looked like when it was packaged. Let me see if I can get they call it the Ground Patrol unit. It did come with 3 figures, which I don't really use. I don't really care for. They are articulated nicely, but I prefer these with your G.I. Joe figures. I customized mine with a little G.I. Joe decal on there. It's a little bit dusty from display, but I just want to take a look at this vehicle and show you all about it and how I think it's awesome for your G.I. Joe displays. And let's take a look at it right now. As you can see now, I have a modern figure Snake Eyes sitting in here, which fits just fine, as well as your vintage figures, which I have my Radio Man here, Breaker, and they seem to look really good with these vehicles. It does have an M60 machine gun mounted, which is removable. I left the bands on there or else they will keep falling off. It does have a windshield that does move. You can close it down. Let's take a look at the front of the vehicle. It looks just like a Jeep. Has the headlights here, the blinkers, your fog lights, and your regular. It does not open. The hood does not open, so you don't really get any engine detail. Let's take a look at, oh, sorry, Breaker. Let's get him out of the way for a minute. It does have a steering wheel. It does have these plastic mirrors, which are good because they are breakable, but they're not that bad. They're kind of durable that way. Do have a steering wheel that will spin. It does have seats, the cock, and a lot of display on the inside. It is detailed pretty nicely, just like a real Jeep would be. It kind of looks like the Patton's Command car, to where it had a little bit of an extended back, so you could put a machine gun back there, or in this case we have a radio unit back there. So, and it does have a little antenna on there and a spare tire, your water can or your jerry can for extra gas or water. It does have the rugged looking wheels. Let me remove the trailer for a minute so we can get a good side view. You do have a removable axe, and has the heavy duty wheels there, a good front bumper, a little bit of detail on the sides there, and that's the back wheel. Does have the hooks. Let's take a look at the back end. Here's your jerry can, your extra wheel. It does have a tow hook. You have the blinkers there. And Power Team Elite came out with quite a few of these 1/18 size. There's your shovel there, but 1/18 scale vehicles that were really decent for G.I. Joe. I've reviewed a couple of them on here, like the tank and a couple others, but I just thought this Jeep looked really nice. They did a really nice job on it. I just wish it would have showed the engine detail on it, like my other Jeep. But let's take a look at the back end here. A lot of space back here for figures to sit. You got 2 in the front. You can probably get 1 standing and maybe a couple sitting back there. So you could probably have 5 figures in there complete. And that is your Jeep. Like I said, those are removable, but I would just leave them because you will break these tabs off. They are pretty brittle. We'll take a look at the underside, and you have a little bit of detail under there. There's the axles, you have the transmission, but pretty good heavy duty wheels, metal axles, and your front wheels do not turn. There's no rack and pinion steering or anything like that for this to turn. It's not hooked up to your steering wheel or anything like that. But as I said before, we can get a good look at this machine gun. If I can get a better, get it through, there we go. That is an M60. Pretty good design there. Get it to focus better. There we go. That's your M60 machine gun. And then we get a good look at the radio with the detail on the radio. I just left it dusty because I think it adds a little bit of character. It does clean up real easy. You can submerge this right in the water to clean it right up. But I put it in my displays. I get a little bit of dust on them just so they can, gives it character in my displays. But really nice, good looking World War II style Jeep. Get her back in focus, and there we go. Now we'll move on to the trailer. As you can see, the front end, this does move. It swivels up and down like that. It does hook up really nice and easy on there. Has a lot of room for these oil cans or water cans in the back there, which I use to fill up the back bed. If you look underneath, it is ridged just like you would a real mutt trailer. And it does have the same durable wheels as on the Jeep, the same style, so it does match up with the Jeep really nicely. And there's the side view with the supports underneath the bed, a good sized fender. And here is the back, which I wish they would have put maybe some red lights, at least dotted them, painted them, gave them a little bit, or put lenses on there. But other than that, it looks pretty good. And then here's the opposite side here, the fender, the same wheels, but really nice job. They did not have an opening tailgate, which probably could have been, probably would cost a little extra to do that. But then we can hook this up right to the front here. With this hand be easier. Just hook up just like that. Like I said, your drivers do fit in there really nice and easy, especially G.I. Joe figures. Perfect for Breaker. Except he lost his backpack. Perfect for Breaker to drive around. Use the radio. Does roll real nice. And that is your Power Team Elite Jeep. Let's see if we have any other information on here that we might have missed. So, it's the World Peacekeepers Power Team Elite Ground Patrol Unit, Jeep and trailer. It came with a motorcycle and 3 figures and a whole lot of gear that came with it. Great set with authentic, highly detailed equipment and accessories. New super articulated figure body. I didn't really care for the figures that much. They're just too generic, but they're okay. Let's see. I haven't really seen anything else. Okay, they do have lots of other vehicles that go with this, such as the tank and a few others like that. Helicopters don't really look all that great, but this Jeep is a great addition to any G.I. Joe display for sure. And I customized it with the G.I. Joe emblem up front. These would be great pieces to paint, or just customize. And I mean, that you could even go with Cobra Blue on these and make a Cobra Jeep out of this. But I just like the straight up olive green World War II style Jeeps with the trailer, and it's just a great addition to any display you might have for your military setup. Great for G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch figures, and I highly recommend this because it is nice, cheap. You can still find these. They don't cost that much, and if you're paying over $25-$30, you're paying too much as far as I'm concerned. You should be able to get these between $15 and $20. But a really nice Jeep for your display. And that's all I have for you today. This is Tim. from G.I. Joe Immortal, and we'll see you again soon. And have a good night. That is the Power Team Elite Ground Patrol Unit, which is a Jeep. I call it just a mutton trailer.